kind of digging deeper into what we can do as Black people to learn who we are from a emotional standpoint, a social standpoint, self-awareness, those key components that really describe what emotional intelligence is and how to navigate it.
Like myself, I'm former college basketball player. I would love to help out, not even for money. It's just more so I want to get more kids, exposure, or to see some of the stuff that I saw, to better prepare you for what you're gonna see at the next level.
You know what I'm saying? So just be authentic. That's my main success in my life. Has been because of me being authentic. Episode 3 of From Our Minds, man. We got the guys here, man. We got Mispiration. We got Mellow.
What's good?
So it's crazy, man. We on episode 3 already.
Yeah, man. Great feedback we getting from the public too, man. We just gotta stay consistent, bro.
That part.
Places.
So, by the way, people, every Tuesday we'll put out a new episode. Episode 1 fully be out. Episode 2 will be out after that next Tuesday. And episode 3, we'll try to put them out as much as possible. And anybody interested, sponsors, whomever, we ready to sit down and put you at the conference table. My guys here, man, have amazing gifts, and we can actually expose your gifts as well. And shout out to my main man, my guy Lyles Media Group Entertainment, man. He brings us in every week, genuinely from the heart, and he does it. But let me tell you something. Lyles Media could be at your service, helping you out, taking your vision to another level. That's it, And also, shout out From My Minds with that. So let's get it started, man. I done said enough. I'm going to pass it on to you.
All right, yeah, you already know we starting a new tradition around here with the icebreakers. This is more of not as much of a free, fun question, but a real question. So the question for this week, and I'll answer this too, but I'm going to let y'all go first, is what have you done to add value to somebody's life this week?
Yeah, it's a deep question, man, but on a level, I guess, I add value by consistently giving out this paper to my daughter to ask all the time. Hey, man. I guess I'm add value to her life.
Rule number 1.
House stuff. Some issues going on, and got to get that stuff fixed. So, it's like I said, I had to make some calls to get that arranged. So, yeah, in that way, just trying to get stuff done around the house. Not just for me, though. So, you know, I guess that's been my week, man, really.
So for me, it's basically on a level I'm gonna push it back on somebody else what they done for me. It's a lot of people lately mentally who have helped from genuine ways, and just hearing my voice, hearing what I'm saying, hearing what I'm talking about, hearing what I'm discussing. And today was one of them days, man, actually talking about this question where they just gave me full confidence of on a healing level to understand a lot of things in life. So that's one. But for me, dealing with a team, I'm volunteer coaching right now, and I had to give a lot of kids lately these days, helping out if I can help somebody train basketball, whatever it is. I've honestly seen myself be in the mode of helping people relax in situations. It's a lot of intensity going on in the world. I don't know if it's a retrograde, excuse me, I said metro. Mercury retrograde going on right now, and I don't know if it's super intense and just seeing a lot of people in a whole different level of stuff. And I'm telling people to relax right now. This is a common stage, and telling people it's going to be okay. Everything ain't going to be what you want it to be, apples and creams, but, helping some people, calm themselves and be more focused. And I done had at least 5 or 6 people I had to tell that today. Lately, this past week, through all the trials and error, I've been going through a lot to where, I'm problem-solving a lot of people. And so I guess in that mind, listen to them. Listening, not just talking, listening to them has helped me make them better. It's all love for me. Like I said, 2025, man, it's about love. Right. It's about what I can do to pour out in other people. I ain't perfect, nowhere near that, but at the same time, whatever love I can give, that's all I'm providing. It's nothing but love, happiness, and fun.
Yeah, man. So this week I had a good opportunity to facilitate an emotional intelligence and conflict resolution session with a program here in Rocky Mount over at Edgecombe Community College. The program is called PAMES. It's an acronym for Providing African American Males the Edge to Succeed. And so it was just cool to be able to, facilitate over my lifespan. I don't want to call myself an official professional speaker, but I have had opportunities to do speaking engagements and things like that, churches, youth programs, things like that. I spoke at a national conference in like 2016. It was called the National League of Cities, and it's basically like city officials from all over the U.S. come and they bring like their youth councils, and so the city officials have breakout sessions and the youth councils have a breakout session. So I was the keynote speaker for the youth councils back then. So that was super fun, man. So it's not something I talk about a lot because, it's just something I'm not doing. I guess I should speak about what I do more, but it's just like it's not a full-time hustle per se, so I don't really talk about it a lot. But it was good to just pour into those guys, man. There were some ladies who attended as well, and just kind of digging deeper into what we can do as black people to learn who we are from a emotional standpoint, a social standpoint, self-awareness, those key components that really describe what emotional intelligence is and how to navigate it. And also talking about conflict resolution and just learning like who is really for you, who isn't for you, and learning how to have those conversations and be able to process what's been said to know what the next step needs to look like with that person or people in your community, whether it's relationship, friendships, business, whatever. And so not only did I get a chance to talk, but they asked some really hard questions too. So we just created like a back and forth dialogue, which I love. And there was a guy, he called me a motivational speaker. I was like, I don't really consider myself that. I consider myself what I like to call a tangible teacher. And so motivational speeches are great. I commend all motivational speakers for the work they do. But in life, speeches can be good for a season. And so, I like to make sure that I'm like providing people with tools that are going to, put them in a winning situation and make sure that they they're going to have the things they need. We got a young guest in the building today, so fatherhood is real. Ryan's got his son with us today, so he just zoomed by, but it's all love, man. We here.
And I know he's a philanthropist, so this is a dream, and like I can see you now, like seeing and hearing everything now, like that is really your field. But now we go into the Duke and Carolina conversation. Miller, we'll start with you first.
It's Duke, Carolina. So as always, you can take throw the records out. Don't matter how good y'all look so far this year. I think it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully Carolina get over the hump. It's been a rough year. Been a lot of sad days.
Raw thoughts, raw from my mind. No more cookies. Thank you. Hey, look, one thing from my minds, we're going to be off the script sometimes. And you see he's going through crawling. Can't see him through the camera because he's going right past y'all. But you'll see it. It's a good one. Don't hit the chords. We on the show.
But yeah, like I said, it's been a rough year for us. I've seen a lot of sad days, a lot of 1-point losses lately. But I think we'll get over the hump Saturday. Shock the world. Carolina for the win.
Go ahead.
As the the other 2/3 of the team, that's a Carolina fan, man. Have I been happy with what I've been seeing? Nah. There's a certain esteem that comes along with being a Carolina Tar Heel, and I don't know. I feel like either that conversation isn't happening or something, because like it means something to wear that Carolina blue. And I think if our boys had the pride that the Duke guys currently have, our record would reflect that, and we would be ranked for one right now, and be one of the top teams in conference play. But anything can happen, man. We kind of been giving Duke the business the past couple years. So would I be butthurt if we lose? Not really. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be happy if we lost, but it ain't the end of the world either. We still got to see y'all again at our house. So, rivalry games are twice a year. But I think it's going to be competitive. For some reason, no matter who's doing well during the season or not, when those two teams clash, they bring out the best in each other. I know Ian Jackson and Cooper Flagg been talking junk to each other since they made their commitments, because they played in tournaments against each other and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see who can walk away with the bragging rights from this game, man.
Games like this, man, anything can go another way. I seen Duke have a tough game recently against NC State, and then Wake Forest. But they in Cameron, like John Shire. Cooper Flagg is on another level. I ain't gonna lie.
Dog,
First,
bro.
I haven't covered Cooper Flagg, even though I'm a super sports guy before he got to Duke. I was thinking like he may be okay, and everybody had this hype and all this stuff about him. I'm thinking the hype is just overrated.
Still,
Now I'm looking at it like, what you say?
still overrated.
Man, I don't know. This kid plays in a good system at Duke. I think John Shaw is a really good coach who can put guys in places they need to be at.
Yeah.
But this guy is playing some very, very good basketball. I'll tell you, man, Duke has a young team. This reminds me of that 2015 team with Jaleel Okafor, Tyus Jones, Grayson I was on that team, Justice Winslow. This team has potential as it grows. Now, they lost the first 2 games. They lost 2 games this season against Kentucky. And I might just want to say Kansas. I can't remember who the other person was.
Kansas.
So, now when they get to the Final Four and play against these teams again, that could be something iffy.
Final Four? We going too far.
Oh, wait a minute. You don't think the boys going to Final Four?
So, to answer,
Let's take it one round at a time.
Right.
All right, so with that being said,
So
my man,
flip Cooper, like send Cooper to UNC, and y'all get RJ Davis. Do you think Cooper will still be playing as good as he's playing?
the styles are different. So what I'm saying is, like, Carolina loves their transition, get in the corner, put a guy to the 3-point line.
The big
type
man
style.
make a difference.
Right, because, like, he ain't going to have the big man shooting 3-pointers at Carolina.
Yeah.
So, but at Duke, has been, like, even with Coach K, he's been a very flexible guy when it comes to things. So he allows people to play comfortable in their role. Carolina, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and you're going to play your spots, fill the lanes. Instead of, like, seeing the best basketball players, more like fill the lanes and just do what they have to do. That's the thing. Now, for this game, I'm going to tell you, like my main man told me yesterday for one of my kids' parents that I coach, volunteered at the Recreation League. He said, either Duke by 20 or Carolina going to win.
By
That's
20.
what he said. He said by 20.
That's crazy work right there.
I mean,
He's a diehard. By the way, he's a diehard.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
know what you're talking about. He's diehard.
No. I'm about to say this. So this is what I'm about to say. Diehard. He is true. He's a diehard Tar Heels fan.
That's what I
Like, he had
said,
season
yeah.
tickets, and this is what he's saying about the Tar Heel fans.
But that's
Like,
the ideology, right? So it's like, as a Carolina fan, we would much rather lose by 20 than lose by 1.
true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of that dynamic where it's like, yo, to know we were like 1 point away from a win, it hits different than if, like, you lose by 20. Like, because if you lose by 20, you know you lost minutes before the buzzer hits.
Yeah.
But when it's down to the wire and you lose by 1, bruh, that joint hit different. But I think
Yeah, it does.
I will be real. I think Duke does have potential to make it deep into the tournament, but I feel like if they don't, the one thing that will be their downfall is like leadership. Like I'm gonna be real. If Jeremy Roach was still at Duke, y'all would be undefeated.
Woo! You like Jeremy Roach? How you feel about Jeremy Roach?
I like him when he was at Duke. I mean,
Where's he at now?
He's at Baylor.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Oh,
Yeah, Baylor,
see,
he's
that's
doing
I got to get back into my bag in sports, man. This job done kicked my tail.
NIL, baby.
I ain't seen none of this.
Transfer portal.
But it wasn't even that Jeremy Roach was like this supreme scorer. He's a true point guard. He facilitates and makes great decisions. And he doesn't have to always look over to the bench to get the coach's eye contact with the coach about what's the next decision. He has enough experience to know what needs to happen.
Smart.
And so, like, when he was there, that's why players like Tyrese Proctor and those guys have improved this season because of Jeremy Roach, that Jeremy Roach experience they had last year. So, like, having that true point guard does matter, man. Like, even if they're not scoring 20 a game, having that facilitator that knows the offense and knows what needs to happen in crunch time, like, you don't think Jeremy Roach was telling them boys last year what type of pressure it is when you play Carolina at home? Or just play Carolina in general? He was having them conversations with them like, yo, this is different. This ain't that. This is this.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know. But yeah, man. So we're gonna see. May the best more prepared team win.
I think that's it. All right, so we're going to go to another topic that's from my mind. It's about to get deep. So, you know, we've been discussing this topic, and, like, it's been on our minds since early in this week and kind of like last week. High school players getting their jerseys retired. I'm going to start with Melo because, like, Melo has a lot to say from his mind. You know, Melo's a Melo guy, but I really think Melo is about to get into his bag on this one.
Yeah, so yeah, in high school, I'm gonna ask y'all first. Like, even you, Fonte, how many people you seen even get Hall of Fame jersey retired? So is it an area thing? Because like I said, it's a lot of athletes. Like, you gotta think about it. Tayshaun Mabry is the #1 scorer in the area, 2,000 points. Now,
His jersey not retired?
Jersey not retired.
He was the first person that came to my mind as like a Rocky Mountain alum, because like of course, he was there once I graduated, like right around the time. I think he was a freshman when I was a senior, but like just like you could tell from the time he stepped on the court, he was gonna be one of them ones to go down in the book. So to like go to the school and not see his jersey up, it is kind of weird, man. Like, because he was definitely one of them ones.
Yeah, so I talked to some people. I was like, yo,
Okay.
I talked to some people. I was like, yo,
Your sources.
I said, so
Like
what?
ESPN had his sources. You got your
so I got my sources. So I'm like, yo, why is, these people not celebrated or whatever? You ain't bringing them back, like retiring the jersey, which retiring the jersey number is different. I understand that's like a whole nother level. But at least like retiring jersey showing, this love. You ain't got to retire the number, but put his jersey up.
Right.
You want to score, all time in the area or whatever. Then so sources were telling me like, okay, you got to sign D1. He did that. Whether he finished or not, he still did that. So that's one person. So I go to another school. I go to Southwest Edgecombe, Eugene Jenkins.
Oh boy!
It was a walking triple. He was before we ever knew LeBron James and triple double. Eugene was doing it.
Yeah, he was
in
a
high
dog,
school.
bro.
This is every week. So that's what I was saying. Like people think you throwing shade when you say something about it. It's not necessarily that, but we got to celebrate all people. All the athletes. Or how happy his mom would be to see his jersey get retired in that gym. I mean, it's crazy. That's what I was saying. Like it ain't hating, because I don't.
Right.
It ain't it ain't necessarily that you got to hate, but I just want everybody to celebrate it. Like I said, that era that, like I said, when you was in high school, Tayshaun, Trey Sumner, Nat Central, Jeremy Atkinson at Wilson Fight. Jeremy Atkinson ain't still ain't got his jersey yet retired either. Wilson Fight.
Jeremy the coach at Wilson Prep.
Is it Wilson Prep or
Is he coaching
Greenfield?
Wilson?
He was at Greenfield.
Gotcha.
But another one, he was Player of the Year. He was National Junior College Player of the Year, like national. He went to UNC Asheville. They went to the tournament and they never about beat Syracuse first round. That's back when they had what's his name, Scoop Jardine and all them boys. They never about beat them the first round. We still ain't got his jersey retired yet. Wilson Fight. So it's bigger than just
So is it up to is it based on the school standard, or is it more so like the conference they're a part of dictates that? Like, it's like who dictates that? Like, do you think there should be like a conference based rules and regulations if a player does this and this, that school?
So again, from my sources say that at their particular high school, that they got a panel that gets together and they kind of vote on stuff like this, which I don't understand that, because still, even one of the people at that school that need to go up still ain't retired yet. Manuel Wright, one of the best quarterbacks at National Central High School, he still ain't been put out. That's the farthest they ever went in the playoffs. So, but they say it's a panel. Well, guys they put together and they supposed to vote on stuff like that. But it ain't happening around here, and that's what I want to see. I want to see more athletes celebrated, like locally. We put a lot into these rivalries.
So I think because it seems like more of a school discretion thing, but then it's like, who is gonna be consistent in that decision making? Because teachers be having bias, coaches be having bias. Do school administrators get a say? Like, is it just athletics? Is it their character too? Like, on the court, off the court, what does it look like? You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of stuff matters too. You know what I'm saying? So
now I could understand. Some people had their stuff after school. Another one of my sources told me, well, this person got this stuff going on, so their jersey probably won't get retired because it look bad because of what they got going on.
Yeah.
And their life, but that don't got nothing to do with what you did in high school.
So for me, you're right. And both of y'all have valid points. I think at the end of the day, it's about resources and whom is the principal. Like certain principals, like certain players, they did what they had to do. I know it's out west. The kid that had it, his principals around. He coached them in high school. And every time I get around this guy, not in a bad way, he's a great guy. The principal there, raw thoughts or from my mind thoughts. But he has the ability to make that happen. A lot of principals don't just jump the gun and like retire a person's jersey, so it's more of a resource, more of a thing. And this is a situation where I don't want to say it like this, but it's the truth. he had a real connection, deep connection. This kid, he goes to games, he invites him to stuff, does stuff. Now this retirement and stuff, I don't know what it is. Agree with you, like with Eugene, his brother having the situation that happened recently. Like those things does make their family stuff happen, regardless of what's going on in anybody's lives or whatever they're doing. Like if you was good in school, you was good. That's another thing. I'm quite sure the principal there at Southwest probably say, well, Eugene got this, got that going on. They don't want to retire stuff because they probably look at like the image and the reputation. Not saying that's right.
Yeah.
But I know people will hold your bumps in the road against you. Yeah. And like you said, every number, everything you said, people will probably use that. Well, he did this, he did that. We can't do that. It's not good for us. It's not good for character. Look, that doesn't stop there. It's a lot of athletes, a lot of guys who've done some even guys. I'm quite sure before Aaron Hernandez got to a situation just randomly, he probably got his jersey tied at whatever high school he was at.
That's a fact.
And now the situation happened, they probably took it back. Who knows? Probably took it down. Reggie Bush, Reggie Bush didn't really do nothing troubling, but I guess I want to say he took stuff. Now we got NIL, got his stuff. Now they want to give him everything he has back. It all comes down to the school, like Rocky Mount, Tayshaun, other kids that's there. Even the kid, the linebacker that played at Rocky Mount. What is it? Sure, yeah. Like people like that, you got to think about like who's an AD, who's a principal, would they really retire somebody? Like it's very rare under this era, under the gaming era, that you see somebody. Yeah, hang it up. Thank you. Raw mind, raw thoughts. I mean, from my mind. Thank you. So, it's very rare that you seen them like retire somebody stuff under his era. Now, Buck Williams and Field Ford, guys like that was way before his era. Like, have we ever seen him like retire anybody's jersey? And maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying. So I agree. What I'm saying is like that was under a different AD, different principal, stuff like that. And Buck, those are legends. Don't get twisted. I shouldn't even compare them. Yeah, I shouldn't compare them.
But even on a smaller level, bro, Terrell, bro.
Like Terrell Hudgens, played multiple sports.
3-sport athlete, first team all conference in every sport.
Player of the year.
Player of the year in the state in 2005.
Yeah.
Went to Elon and broke hella records.
Right. And then played for the Cowboys. He got hurt. But even Jerry Jones, I had an interview on Raw Mind Sports. That's my podcast. And he said that that was the year when rookies can get paid as much as they want. Dez Bryant held out. He said he didn't drop nothing. He said, but the thing was, Jerry Jones liked him. He said, but as soon as Dez Bryant, he said on my podcast, verbatim, check it out, Raw Mind Sports, you'll see the podcast, Terrell Hudgens. He said, yeah, I seen you on number 11 or whatever number on Terrell had. You ain't dropped this and dropped that. And Terrell said, I know I ain't dropped it. But as soon as Dez Bryant decided to like come back and he got that big contract, it was like, bye-bye Terrell. And Terrell after that, like it was like he got hurt and things like that happened, and it was pretty much over for him, man. Like I think that might have hurt his morale more so, not just him just playing, but he also got hurt too. And when you're a rookie coming to the league and you're not a starstruck rookie, like you're a guy who has the face of the league, or like you're a top 5 player in the NFL draft, and you get hurt, and you may be a 7th-round pick or late round pick, and you don't like be the one on the radar, you always catch the scraps. You always get the boot. And by the fact back then, before they put in this 4-year, 3-year extension rule with rookies, now you have a guy like him who's really good, got his jersey retired, but now he gets the boot because Dez Bryant says, you know what, I want to play now.
But it's still those day-to-day conversations. Like I remember being in school, whether it was in like gym or weight training with Terrell and Step, and they like, oh, who gonna be wearing my number when I leave? Is they like that? Like taking pride, like you gonna Step, bruh. He was definitely trying to find out who rocking my number next year. Like I need to holler at him. Like
that's another one, yeah. Playing in the NFL, actually played for the Bills for a little bit.
We got
very
one right
good
now.
At Virginia Tech.
So my man's situation a little different. Cam from he went to Barton, he went to Northern. Went to Barton.
Now he's at
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Shout out to the producer. He worked them out a lot.
Yeah. So like I said, Cam, he in the league. He in the league now.
Yeah.
So do we,
And it's crazy because like that's the next thing. Like it goes to the point like, does it really matter what college you go to? It's all about your talent, how you want to work.
Right.
And I remember people saying like Baker Mayfield said he wanted him bad. I remember I know his family. There's a lot of Jansen's, all of them in my area, and they said that Baker Mayfield was in off season was like, this kid need to be on the team. This kid need to be on the team. I don't care if whatever it is, all season they drafted him. He was kind of thinking like he's just going to go to the wayside. But he said, no, Baker Mayfield like vouch for him. Sometimes It ain't about where you from. It's about your work ethic and who you are.
That's right.
All I know is larger schools have no problems. Like
Walking in.
I don't walked a couple halls and they got a whole either Hall of Fame or Wall of Fame of all the star players. I don't care what sport, basketball, football, soccer. Like they make sure their players who make it to the next level, whether it's D1, college, or at the professional level, they make sure they get recognized.
Yeah,
heavy.
that's
Independence
that's
in
something
Charlotte.
new.
It's a school pride thing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
'Cause I
that's
know
why-
ECU. Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean that's just what I'm saying. That's the same thing. Like, even if you don't want to retire the jersey, like what's up with a Wall of Fame? Like, let's put this, take a picture, put this guy here, like this, the Wall of Fame right here. At Wesleyan, if you go through, like in the back hallway, it's a wall, and it's got like basically all the players from different eras or whatever picture up, at least some
Yeah.
minimal recognition. So when you go back, you're like, oh yeah, it's all right here, because everybody ain't gonna make the Hall of Fame. I grant, especially like you see a whole lot of 20-point scores probably in high school at Northern, Tarboro, but every 20-point score won't special. You just happen to be that. I understand that. I respect that. But like some kind of recognition, because these dudes, like you said, when I put the information up on Facebook earlier this week, Terrell Hudgens, he liked it because he agreed with what I'm saying. Jersey need to be retired, man. I don't care what
Yeah,
he did in
hands
the
down.
playoffs. He
Right.
was
It's crazy
good.
that he ain't even like just. Nah, this gonna step on some toes real quick.
Like,
From
that's
our
what it
minds.
is, from our mind.
And the producer's been there. So this is what I'm about to go at. You ready for this? And this goes around for all high schools.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Are you ready?
Always.
And y'all ready for this? I'm about to say my favorite words. What's my favorite words?
Bro, thoughts.
That's right. So here we go. Here we go. If anybody who's an elite player at a high school, and I understand the rules and regulations of it, and I'm going to talk deep in this because this is going to kind of help us out for the other stuff. You shouldn't be complaining about an NFL player or a person played D1 not to be able to come back to that alma mater if they want to coach the school. Like, this should not even be a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Like, it's guys I know from even in my area that want to come back and coach somewhere. And it wasn't even about the money. It's more like they want what they want.
School
and it's
pride.
a culture, right? School pride. Like, you got guys, what if Terrell Hudgens want to be the head coach of Rocky Mountain? And I don't know his situation. I'm just saying in general, like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to go into that because it ain't none of my business. But if the situation aligns, if he want to be the head coach of Rocky Mountain, we wouldn't see that happen. Why? Because they have their people in. This guy that played in the NFL. He done broke records. He has experience on the next level. I'm not saying other coaches don't have experience on the next level, but nobody would never give that situation a chance. And I'm not saying he wants to. I'm not saying he's like that. But what I'm saying is we have guys and players who are elite, who play the next level. You shouldn't be turning these guys away.
Not
And
at all,
especially if
bro.
they ain't asking for no money like
You
that.
see
Not
how
at all.
quick Teddy Bridgewater got a head coaching job.
Right.
Right.
Quick.
And
Like,
they
and then
want-
went back into the NFL.
And won the chip his first year
Yeah.
coaching, won the
Piggyback
state
off that, Like, I
championship.
said, like a lot of what you're saying is right though. Like a lot of guys come back and that's what they want to do because of their pride for the school, especially with the Rocky Mountain Northern rivalry. It's deep. So like a lot of like myself, I'm former college basketball player. I would love to help out, not even for money. It's just more so I want to get more kids exposure, like, or to see some of the stuff that I saw, to better prepare you for what you're gonna see at the next level.
I'm about to pull a
or
Stephen
wherever.
A. real quick,
No,
Raw
he
my
get some
thoughts.
good
Go ahead.
exposure right now though with
So-
CJ. So
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he definitely gonna get it. Well, let's say if Mo wanted. I ain't saying he
Mo
want
wanna-
to.
he
He's a
coach
businessman.
himself
He's
now.
busy.
Yeah.
But what if he wanted to like coach? Would he get the
He
opportunity?
he helping now. So.
Like he's on the sideline help. It's more
Yeah,
like
he on the sideline.
oh well, he all right, cool. I was thinking like maybe like he just helping in the inside behind the scenes,
Nah,
which
he
is cool.
helping now.
But so and then too, you can't deny a guy like Mo. That brother's a baller, no doubt. So my next thing is like. Even with like Tarboro for situations like Tarboro has a rich history in football. But it's a lot of guys who came say they want to coach. But everybody coaches have their own schematics. It's not against it because I ain't got no love for Coach Crowder for me personally. Because me and Coach Crowder have deep. I'm pulling with Stephen A. Like I told you a while back. We have great conversations. Gene with got value to the house. Been to the house, very respectful. Him, his wife taught me. Miss Crowder, Jennifer, she's taught me. But what I'm saying is like. Every coach has different schemes.
Right.
So, like, they don't want to bring you this. So, you get a guy that he had multiple guys that went D1, not just NFL, D1. And some guys, like even DBs, I was talking to a DB a while back. He said, I want to run cover one and to scheme it up as a 2/3, cover two here, cover one here. Like, they may not run that. And you know now, and I guess as a head coach, it says, and maybe Lyles, he's a coach. I wonder, does that really affect your overall defense of a DB coach when it comes in and run his own thing? Does it affect like the front seven or whatever? You know, I know you behind the scenes. How you feel about that?
It depends on what the coordinator wants, man.
Gotcha.
It's all about the coordinator. The DB coach can't do whatever he want to do out there.
Gotcha. So I'm just curious. I was thinking like those coaches, those guys, like, I just seen a lot of guys who actually had opportunities don't really care about the money. But you know, in public schools now, it's different. Now maybe I'm wrong. And my main man Lyles, the reason why the producer better behind the scenes, it ain't, you know, I'm not asking him questions, but like it's a thing where like he knows because he's been coaching. So like it's different levels. Like public schools, you got to work in the school system.
I work in the school system. That's right.
Like even if you're an NFL guy, you still got to work in the school system to get a job. Private schools maybe have a little flexibility, you know. So now you have this situation where private schools can get funded more. You may have I'm just exaggerating when I say this, y'all. You may have an OC that can get paid at a private school. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm exaggerating. Maybe I am right.
No, you ain't. You right.
I'm saying it both ways. OC can make at a private school can make more than a head coach at a public school because
that's definitely facts.
So you know, and go ahead.
Rocky Mountain Academy job. Get the stats.
That's my whole thing. And I remember Coach Crowder was telling me a while back. And raw thoughts, not a bad one. Not trying to put him out on blast, but shoot, he may make a third of that after a state championship. Yeah. Shoot, you know what they say back in the day as hard workers, he might see that whatever his number is might be just like a tax refund. And that's about it.
I think like So I'm gonna say two things, and this is both like wishful thinking. Well, with this reclassification of all the schools in the state that's happening, because, you know, they bumping us up to like 8A now, which we ain't got no 8A schools. It's like, this ain't Texas, bro. But either way.
No, and I got family down there.
Either way, like, that could open up the door for the idea of jersey retirement to be more prominent because your level of competition changes. It might get more intense. Things like that, because even conferences are changing. Like schools that are in the same conference now won't be in the same conference when these classifications change. So it could present an opportunity for that. But it will also be cool if somebody wanted to take this on. Just make sure you give me my credit if it happens. If we did like a,
you heard that, folks, from his mind.
If we did like Eastern North Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame, and had an actual like building
that came from Eastern North Carolina,
like
a building. You know what?
It was still
might could get the vessels to do that.
Yeah, we would need manpower in there pulling stats and numbers, but they could set it up to where, like just like the NFL Hall of Fame, people get nominated. If they win, they can go knock on their door, present them with the Eastern Carolina Hall of Fame, like, you know, spice it up a little bit.
And you know what? Investors, honestly, we'll probably do that. You know what? We got to make sure we're going to produce. Make sure we save that clip. We're going to put that out there. That's gonna be the first clip I put on episode 3. Right. Because I know for a fact that real investors would probably ask you to come in and explain that. I'm telling you, I think people would do that. Yeah. Investors would do that because it's huge. It's like every school got their own individual Hall of Fame, but Eastern North Carolina Hall of Fame,
you can break it down by county or conferences within that region, and then pull the talent from those counties or conferences.
This is what we do, baby.
Yeah, man.
And I hope it ain't, unless he's saying it right now, so I hope that's right. I hope they ain't a thing of like, we already doing it. No, you ain't doing that. You doing North Carolina. But Eastern North Carolina, it's a lot of people who have heavy pockets, from my minds, they would probably love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's something, you know what, and we're going to make sure. We're going to put them up.
Because I thought about it because, you know, in Greensboro, they got like the ACC Hall of Champions building right beside the Coliseum. So it's like notable moments in like ACC history are captured. They got blown up pictures in there, like statistical numbers, like player highlights, all that stuff. Like, so I think if we had something like that for like Eastern North Carolina, that'd be tough.
So I'm going to bring it to the next segment because, like, I ain't going to front. We're going to be on this all day. I want to get to the other few topics. So the next topic is before we go into our real main topic is me and Mello. You know, I don't know about Mispiration. We're wrestling fans. So the Royal Rumble is coming up, and how do you feel about the Royal Rumble? Who you think is going to be? Although WWE is not UFC or what is it called, MMA is not, you know, real. But this will be short and quick. Who you got to win the Royal Rumble, who they, as what we should say in entertainment, since it's not like a fight like the other ones, who they handpicking to be in WrestleMania? Who's the one that's gonna be the face?
I wonder.
Question before Melo goes in. So the winner. So my understanding now is like the winner of the Royal Rumble gets to choose which champion they want to challenge. So it's between Cody Rhodes and Gunther, however you want to pronounce it.
Hold on, time out. Look, he's so smooth. Cause early on from my minds, I like this. I ain't think he watched wrestling. He didn't broke down. I ain't know.
I used to get my pops used to get me the WWF subscription, so I used to get all the magazines and everything. Yeah, man. So
and now Stephanie, now it's crazy because like since The Rock took over. Like, I ain't gonna front. It does have that MMA and UFC vibe, but it's a whole different thing. It makes me want to even watch it more now because now you have it on Netflix. Man, who'd ever thought, even with Vince McMahon, like on Netflix and the way they're doing interviews, although WWE is not like those other companies, they still have like real interviews like, yo, you knew you were gonna win anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it still comes off very authentic, I guess. But go ahead.
Yeah, I like the way they be having the entrances now. Like people be walking all the way from the back. You get to see them go through the little.
I like that.
They talk before the music drops.
It's different.
Especially like Jay, he got the yeet movement is crazy. But this year I ain't really heard nothing about like a story or whatever. I ain't heard no storyline like. Who I could think win. Like last year, it was kind of predictable or whatever. We already knew what was going to happen. Yeah. But this year, I'm kind of in the blind. Like I'm thinking maybe CM Punk maybe or I think CM Punk.
It's weird. Like they're just reintroducing old beefs. Yeah. Like Seth Rollins and CM Punk could never squash it because CM Punk left.
Do you really think they got real beef, but it's like a fake beef?
Well, I heard that behind the scenes, him and CM Punk don't rock with each other. Though.
Gotcha.
Like a lot of CM Punk's insults don't just be like for the ring. It's real life.
That's what makes it even better for TV.
Like The Rock and John Cena. Like they respect each other, but they really used to they was throwing shots at each other for real.
Yeah, John Cena was tough on that mic. You couldn't do nothing.
But they was both doing the same thing. How you like John Cena was clowning The Rock early in his career for like leaving to go do movies and then coming back, and it's like, how are you getting a title shot and you've been gone for 2 years? But John Cena just started doing the same thing when he blew up.
And when Cena did it, Roman came. Yeah, Roman been part time for a while.
So for me, I ain't mean to bro y'all.
No, you good, man.
All right, you good.
Only thing I got I had something to say off of what you said about CM Punk. Oh yeah, so back to the original question though. With CM Punk, he got hurt that year. He was supposed to win the Royal Rumble.
He tore his tricep. Yeah,
tore his tricep. So I think because who won that year was Drew McIntyre, right? Or somebody.
Yeah.
Or Cody. Somebody won that year.
It's two people. Go ahead.
But it was supposed to be CM Punk that year because CM Punk was supposed to go and challenge at WrestleMania. That's why I said they probably gonna revisit. CM Punk probably gonna win.
So with that being said, this is what I'm going with. It's only two guys, and I thought about what you said, and I agree. I'm gonna give it to you on two angles. CM Punk wins this Royal Rumble, and it makes more sense for WrestleMania. He's gonna face Gunther, cause it's either two things gonna happen. CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, or Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble, and he's the face of the company. Right. So if CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, he's gonna go face Gunther. And Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns gonna face each other because that makes more for TV.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think if whoever wins, put like this, both of them gonna be competing for a championship because CM Punk's favorite line is Paul Heyman owes him a favor. So if he wins the Royal Rumble, he's gonna face Gunther, and it's gonna be shocking. Everybody gonna think he's gonna face Cody Rhodes. No, he's not, because Roman Reigns at WrestleMania is better. Roman Reigns back. Head of the table. He's going to face Cody Rhodes. It's better for a legacy, a matchup of the legacies of the family, the Rhodes family.
And he on the cover of 2K25.
Right. and Roman Reigns' family. Let's think about it. Everybody in that family just about since The Rock took over. And I remember I don't know if y'all watched the Peacock show with The Rock. And it shows like everything that happened in that show, the Peacock, with The Rock.
Yeah,
Young Rock.
Yep,
right.
Rock.
So I see that now. Like everybody. Jay Uso. Main event card. Hold on now, don't pour it on the phone now. So main event, tag teams, all their families always in the main event stuff. So Roman Reigns in the WrestleMania match versus Cody Rhodes would make sense. but I wouldn't be
I didn't
surprised
think
if
about it.
CM
Yeah.
Punk.
When I think about what you
But,
said, you're
yeah.
right. CM Punk and Gunther, and they probably the favor probably will be like they'll interfere or something. They have CM Punk win. Yeah, you might.
But I
You
think-
on to something.
I can't see Roman Reigns not being in the
He's
main
gonna be
event.
Yeah,
at WrestleMania.
I think it's like, but because when you look at their family tree, like the Rock is not like directly related to like
Right, he not.
Jey Uso, Jimmy,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, all them. Like his dad is from a different Samoan bloodline, but like
Check
that-
him out, man. Check
like-
him out. He getting deep.
like
on
it would really be a situation where like who is the ultimate like tribal chief? Is it Roman Reigns from his bloodline or is it The Rock from the Rock Samoan bloodline? Like who's the ultimate? So,
So who
if
would you
Roman
pick?
if Roman beat Cody, just for the how deep the bloodline is, Roman Reigns, in my opinion, gotta beat The Rock. Like The Rock's really carrying the mantle in his family by
because
himself.
he's the one who can actually run the business.
But, like-
Roman is like the wrestler, the entertainer.
Yeah.
The Rock is like I'm the
Because
head
you
chief
talking
running the
about
show.
Rikishi, Yokozuna,
That looks
like
crazy. I didn't
all
know
them,
Yokozuna-
bro.
I ain't mean to, bro.
Yeah, he's Samoan too. Yeah.
I didn't even realize. I really thought he was really Japanese.
Yeah, but he got those features, but it's still like Asian, like their ethnicity is somewhat Asian still,
gotcha.
but like or Pacific Islander. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't even know if the lineups for the Royal Rumble have been completed. I would prefer to
I think
see.
it is because you know the Royal Rumble is the more.
I want Cody and Roman to go at it. Special guest in the building, y'all. Yes, sir.
But see the thing,
Sneaking over here getting cookies, Cookie Monster.
see the setup is though, like the reason why it is the way it is right now is because initially it was supposed to be Rock and Roman last year.
Yeah.
But they don't know what's gonna happen with The Rock. That's why when he goes on Raw, he ain't really say too much because he don't know if he's gonna be back by WrestleMania. So that's why they kind of like leaving it untold or whatever. But if The Rock come back now, it changes the whole WrestleMania.
But it's
that
weird
right.
too because now it's somewhat of a conflict of interest because his company having ownership over WWE now. Because like he was even telling Triple H like when they were doing like the hype session for it, he was like, "You better fix this," like going at him like
Yeah,
this,
he was talking
like
crazy. He was talking
yeah.
crazy.
So it's just like that's a real moment, but it's like. How far can they really push the envelope with The Rock since he's technically the boss? Like, and his daughter's the commissioner of NXT.
Yeah,
like,
NXT.
come on. Like, I mean, it's good just to get the match out the way, but I do feel like even though Cody has defended his title more in a shorter amount of time, I do feel like Roman is a better person to carry the mantle of the WWE brand.
No doubt. So for that, I agree. I think Roman is. So if we listen to people behind the scenes, how genuine, how pure he is off the air, like helping everybody, I
Yeah.
think that's what Roman is. Like you are correct. He is perfect.
Georgia Tech alumni.
Right. But The Rock is more of the businessman. I don't
Yeah.
think Roman is the businessman that handle the budgets,
Yeah.
handle everything, the criteria, stuff like that.
Yeah, Roman is the dog protecting the yard. The
Correct,
Rock, the
correct.
Rock is the superstar that gets all the glitz and glamour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you made it perfect like that. So
That's why Roman always says he's the big dog. This is his yard, stuff like that.
You don't say that no more, baby.
No, he said
Big
he's at
time.
the table.
Yeah,
He said,
table
I'm the
now,
tribal
man.
chief.
Yeah,
He
he
He said,
definitely
look at
the
this
head.
camera. It's
OTC.
all mine.
I will say this
OTC.
though, just staying on that. I just genuinely feel like, in my opinion, in a fair one, I genuinely believe Jacob Fatu could beat Roman Reigns, bro.
It's coming.
He's-
His time's coming.
Jacob
He
Fatu
just got
is
to-
different.
No, I ain't gonna
He
lie.
is different,
This
bro.
guy, and they were talking about. So the beauty of his situation is, I love his story, and this is where things happen right here. So we're gonna talk about that real quick before we go to the next topic. Resources matter. He talks about his jail time, all these years he spent in jail doing whatever he had to do, and he has an opportunity because he's in the right family. No question, he could beat him. He's super for his size.
Yeah,
He's super athletic.
he was like it's old film of him like when Roman's coming into the arena, he's like farther back, but he's like Roman be bringing his people with him. Like Jacob
He
is in
do.
the background with him.
He do.
I seen a video clip. Jacob's little brother Zilla, he was at an event not too long ago. Bruh got like 3 different heavyweight titles and 3 different brands
So
right now.
it's like a
He's
process
looking
with
for
him. It's
Booker
like
T. Yeah.
so he. I ain't mean to interrupt. So he's the type of guy like, okay, I got you. You'll be in here 6 months from now, but just be tight. Wait for a little bit. Or you'll be in here for a year from now. Sit tight. Like he has all these guys. You all right? Y'all guys are right, man.
But Zilla's a showman too, bro. Like he got that like he got that talk game too,
I
and I
ain't seen
think
him yet, but I heard
think like he would outshine Roman on the mic. So they gotta constrain Zilla back.
Gotcha.
Because
Like you don't want to mess up Roman's
like
flow at the moment.
Tongalo and Tamatonga.
No.
Like
they're
they're
not.
yeah.
Yeah. They're not Mike
That
guys.
junk is so annoying. Like, bro, are you saying that? Yeah. Stop doing that, bro.
That's his joke. That's his joke.
Stop.
So you are
But
right.
I feel like on the mic, like out of their whole family, like Jay Uso and Jacob Fatu are the best on the mic in their bloodline.
Because The Rock is more not The Rock. Roman, he come since now when Roman first got there, it was kind of simple words. He's not like great on the mic, but once the thing is, I'm gonna tell you this now: when Paul Heyman gets you, you are elite. Like it's like when they bring people like him on the camera, like you're elite.
Yeah.
So I see that it's crazy. Like tomorrow, before I wrap up, like and I'm gonna let y'all finish up. If y'all want to end this up, I'm gonna just say this: Saturday's gonna be a good day. We got Duke versus Carolina, and we got the Royal Rumble all in one. It might be an MMA fight going on. I don't know for sure or not.
Dump House got to be lit tomorrow.
It is gonna be lit.
Oh, we got the TV
Oh,
right.
it's such a time. Hey.
With Fatu though, with Fatu, if he now my man had left. What's
Solo. So I call that taking a break. But Fatu can be an individual champ.
I think, like I said,
That's what they set him up for.
They set him up for. I think he gonna break away from Solo.
You see he done changed his clothing already.
Yeah, I think he about to set up
Off of them guys. I'm gonna hit you with a guy who I know is next up. And whenever one of these guys take a break, he gonna be running. And he's gonna be the one that takes them above. Like Cody Rhodes took his family to the next level with the championship because he was running the business. He understands the business because his daddy. Even though he never he was the man, but he wasn't like the face to face because he was running everything behind the scenes, training these wrestlers. I'm gonna tell you this one guy that I'm telling you now that they setting up smoothly and slowly, and I'm gonna go to two guys for one that's on the way. I'm gonna start with on the way, and I don't know. And I tell my Uncle Larry every time I always send him like pictures on Instagram about him. Whoop that trick! Whoop that trick! I'm like, this guy got it, man. He is straight up another version of Booker T. I don't know if you know when Booker T, I would love to be like the guy like doing announcing. Cause every time he come out,
yeah,
oh yeah, baby, he like that. Yeah. But that's him. He next up. But the real one I'm trying to talk about now, who gonna be the face that people ain't talking about, and he act just like his folks. Man, Braun Strecker. Is it Braun Strecker?
Oh, you talking about Breaker?
Braun Breaker. I got it wrong. But look,
Rick Steiner's son.
Is that. He is that, and I think that's so. Outside of that, the Samoan family, he is the one. But anything else? We'll go to the next topic.
Nah, Braun's a dog, man. He kind of it's weird because like he's not. He don't have because like he's Rick Steiner's son. A lot of people think he's Scott's son
because he act like Scott Steiner more than his dad.
Yeah, but it's like he don't have the arrogance of Scott though. But it's like
no.
Y'all see
Big Papa Pump? Man, he be talking about holla if you hear me.
You see Scott's son on the picture that played college football?
Scott Steiner's son?
Yeah, he took a picture like Scott Steiner. He had a little head face. He was swole. He like Scott.
Goldberg's son at Colorado.
Cause look, so I'm gonna tell you what made me. Even though I knew that was going on, Goldberg's son is Goldberg's son is that. So thing that got me, man, I could tell these guys maybe be on some supplements. I ain't gonna say like that because I don't want to get us bored. But I don't know. No, you know what? Agree? No, hold on. Agree or disagree? What we feel. The way we have a new person in seat. Everything can be said, but that's all. So you can say whatever. You know what I'm saying? Outside of anything else, it might be freedom of speech. I don't know, but I want to make sure I'm straight. But the thing with me is with I looked at Shawn Michaels the other day. I looked at some old pictures, and I look at him now. I'm like, boy, he hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, he was like cut up. I'm like, boy, this guy hurt. Triple H has lost it, but he don't look bad off if that makes sense. Like body wise, like you can tell when guys do it. Yeah. But I saw that picture of Scott Steiner a while back. Somewhere, I don't know if it's WrestleMania last year or something like.
He be going like doing local events. Look terrible, don't he?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's the crazy part about these wrestlers, man. Like they have this stuff, they look good for entertainment, and I ain't gonna front. The Rock look more buff now than he did when he was wrestling.
When I be saying
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if he picked up. I don't know what they got. You already know the deal. So with that being said, that's one. But anything else? So I go next time. I'm about to finish up now.
Royal Rumble will be one for the books.
No doubt. And Duke Carolina will be one for the books. All right, so the next part is this is where we get into our good topic. We're gonna end it off here. The breadwinner or the head of the household. How does that feel? We were talking about head of the table Roman Reigns. Like, does it matter how much a person makes? Does it matter if the person is there? Because I seen a thing out there. I sent you guys a post about a lady saying, like, even the man, it was on Club Station. He's like, men ain't, excuse me, my fault. He's like, the women ain't gonna like this. The women ain't gonna want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to it, and she was like, it ain't about that. The man is still the man in the household. I don't know if it's man, female, whatever, male, female, whatever.
What's my girl name? She a comedian. Cheryl
Underwood. That's who said it. So that's what I'm talking about.
I like her.
Go ahead.
She was raised old school though, so that shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the difference in everything.
And so I'm in a situation. I'll be real. My wife, salary wise, makes more money than I do. She's in a very specified field though.
Right.
The work she does, everybody can't do. And so when you're in a specialized field, you get specialized pay. But the thing in our marriage, and it was something we both agreed about even before we decided to say I do, is that we understand that for us, partnership is essential. And so regardless of who's making money, you know, we got to be able to make sure that we're being good stewards of our money. So the money coming in ain't the real issue. It's how you're handling it. So like our situation, we have... and it's similar. I heard Steve Harvey say this, which I don't dig too much into him and his relationship advice, but
we'll get back to in a second.
We have a joint account for bills. We actually have quite a few accounts. We have a joint account for bills. We have our emergency fund, which we turn into a money market account. So as interest grows, we're still adding money to it.
So while you let me hold something.
Then we have a savings account.
He ain't hear nothing you talking about. Go ahead.
Well, don't say. I call you tomorrow. But so we got a savings account, and then I have my own personal checking account, and she has her own personal checking account. So it's not a situation where like your money is my money and my money is my money. It's all the money is ours. Now I have business ventures outside of my 9-to-5. And my wife understands that, like, I have discretion with that money. Whether I reinvest it in my business, photography, whatever, that's my choice. I've used my business funds to take us on trips before, you know, and same for her. She's doing her thing in the YouTube space. She's monetized now. She gets brand deals on social media, too, so she gets checks, too. So it's like when it comes to our own personal ventures, that's our money for our own discretion. The 9-to-5 bread is for household needs, bills, utilities, things like that, our son's needs. And then, of course, our emergency fund and our savings account. So that's just how I look at it. I don't try to go too deep and argue back and forth with people about the breadwinner title and who is this.
Right,
because
I
I understand we live in a different culture. And at the end of the day, like I say, the money you make don't matter. If you don't know how to make your money work for you, then it all goes out the window. There's more to having money than spending it and paying bills.
Man, say that again.
If you don't know what compound interest is, if you don't know what a Roth IRA is, if you don't know what a 401k, if you don't know about none of these terms, you ain't setting yourself up for success for the long term.
So you saying? So it sounds like me saying they on the way to being in debt forever.
Well, So, you know, like you set yourself up right and learn these systems right. You know, it's better to start earlier, but like even now, I'm setting up my son. Like I got my son on a bank account. I take like $50 out of every paycheck I make and stack it up in his account. So, you know, when he's old enough and I feel like he's mature enough to handle his money, he'll have access to it. He can do what he needs to do. So
I'm going to tell you now, raw thoughts real quick, and I'm going to make this super fast and quick. I'm going to talk real fast on this because I want to make sure just get in, get out. All my kids gonna be set. All 4 of them gonna be set. Life insurance wise, don't tell them though.
no fact.
No sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a deep topic in this day and age with the breadwinner, head of the household, women prize. This and I seen a post today like women was like It's sassy for the men to be the prize. This is crazy. But
I'm glad I'm on Facebook. I'm on X now, by the way. We're going to check out follow our X page and our Instagram page and our YouTube page. Go ahead.
I'm like you. Like I think that like I done been both ways. I done been having to split the bills or whatever, and I done took care of everything. It's just a different day and age now. So I feel like whatever works for y'all. I mean, if you making more money than me, I ain't tripping as long as you ain't trying to stun on me. Like don't because I ain't gonna do that to you. I ain't gonna necessarily if I make more money than you, it's our money. Everything is teamwork. That's how it's supposed to be in a relationship, marriage, all that. So if you make more money than me, because you might, in this day and age, it's not
it's not uncommon.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for a woman to make more money than us nowadays.
Right.
So
well, it ain't. But who knows with the new situation? But go ahead. Maybe different. I'm
So,
sorry. I don't want to talk about too much.
Well, yeah, with the new situation.
Because I forgot as what my boy said.
Still,
I'm sending this one now.
It's still, but like statistically, black women are the most educated dynamic in our nation. So just from that, and like I said from our first podcast, like women support each other. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, like they have a community where they can build wealth as a collective.
I think with women though, like, and that's me, women don't mind listening to all the emotional state, the emotional chaos, anything like that. We as men, let's be real. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna give it to y'all. We say, man, we ain't got time for that nigga energy. Have you ever had friends or people you dealt with like you start talking like that? I call you back. In reality, you trying to say I'm on the phone. I call you back. I'm on the phone. I gotta talk to my But in reality, like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. And you ain't trying to hear it. So, like, we, like, bash away, get away from that. It's more of a thing, like, with them, they listen. Like you said, they babysit. We on the type, you'll figure it out, man. We'll talk to you later.
Well,
Even my dad have conversations like that. He be like, I ain't trying to hear that today, son. I'll talk to you later. And I'm like,
yeah, I mean, and it's funny, too, because, like, even now, like, for example, like, I'm pretty sure y'all have had friends from college or whatever hit you up about joining like a multi-level marketing company and all this, that. But to me, the only reason I always like pretty much reject them is because it's like everything they say is super rehearsed. Like I wanted to reach out to dude because I feel like you're sharp. Like, bro, like obviously you've rehearsed this proposal like this. You don't even use the word sharp. Like, so if you're gonna approach me, like, be genuine about it. Like, keep it a buck. Like, hey, bro, like I'd rather you just keep it a buck than read off a script and try to sell me like you going door to door. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep it a buck. Like, hey, man, I'm part of this, multi-level marketing company. This is what we're doing. I thought you would be a good addition to it, but I understand if you don't want to, tap into it, that's okay. But I just want to throw it out there. So,
And I agree with that. So now I'm going to chime in back to what you were saying. Like, I've been in situations where I've been successful from my authentic self talking. Like, stuff like that. I've told people, even bill collectors when they call whatever, and I ain't gonna lie. Let's say if a bill collector calls somebody trying to scam, I'd play with them like, you saying the same stuff people been saying for years. I said, you ain't saying nothing different. Right. I said, what script you writing? So let's say if I call my phone company and I'm trying to get something, let's read this, let's talk. Yes, they ask the same questions, same script, same stuff. I'm like, this not gonna help you sell anything. So I agree with you. Like, you say the same stuff
just
because
be
the company tell you.
Man.
I think with company success, even though you don't want to like what they say, open the door or do something new, maybe recycle something that's cool. But a lot of companies use the same boring script and they think they're gonna sell you because most of the scripts that they sell from marketing standpoint, marketing on 101, is a thing of like they've been super successful. Let's say T-Mobile call you right now and say T-Mobile want to talk to you. Because T-Mobile has been successful all these years. Verizon been successful all these years. They get you with the same BS nonsense and say the same stuff, and you go with it. Because most people just say, "Oh, we know Verizon, we know Sprint." Well, T-Mobile, we know US Cellular, things like that, and they kind of like go on the level like we're just gonna go with them because we know them, not really listening. So a person like you, it'll be hard to sell because like like. Tell me something that I don't know already. Like, I'm going to go with you. When they talk to you, it's kind of like, I already know what I'm going to choose anyway. Right. So why you wasting your time talking to me? Now, if, let's say, a marketing company like Cricket come to you, and they come with a different approach, you'll probably like, I like how you did it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't like your service, but I'm going to go with it. You know what I'm saying? So like, just be authentic. That's my main success in my life. It's been because of me being authentic. That's about it. Go ahead.
You gotta answer your breadwinner. We didn't win without.
Oh, whew. So for me, I've been in two spots. I've been a breadwinner, and I also been in a situation where I wasn't a breadwinner, but also leveled up and became the breadwinner. So now I always think back like where I'm at today is like I'm the breadwinner, but it's not a bragging way. But it's like okay, because I remember back in the day I was a breadwinner, but it was like years before I became like the super breadwinner, head of the household. Now it's like, it's been a while since I've been like this. Now I gotta revisit things I did before,
Right.
and I gotta figure out how to save, how to do this, what's necessary, what's unnecessary, stuff like that. But at the same time, I would never put myself in a position where I'm better than nobody. No, I got it. Everybody got it. The family got it. The team got it. The friends got it. But of course, most importantly, priority wise,
Right.
like the individual family has it. So I don't even really care about that. If you good, kids good, we good. That's all that matters. I'm sorry. Again.
So
Right.
if you taking care of all the bills, if you taking care of all the bills,
Check them
in the
out over here in
household,
person. I like this.
You taking care of all the bills in the house, rent, lights, what else?
Cars, all this other
Wi-Fi, this
structures.
and third. What does the woman have to pay?
So you saying like if she
Like
take
what
it-
does you have to do? Like what is she, like I said before, they say they're the prize. I feel like it's an equal medium.
Oh, this about to get good here, boy.
Yeah.
I hope not. I don't
If
want
we
to put them on the edge.
if we doing all this type of stuff or whatever, like what do you do with the money that you make? We just established that women probably making close or more money than what we making.
So-
but we as the men, we supposed to be able to take care of everything because that's what we've been taught.
Right. And so my grandma, I come from a woman household, great grandma, old school household. My dad, I ain't gonna lie, my dad in a great way has OCD. He's a neat freak. So like if I'm doing all that, but I also understand if my wife is working or if somebody else is working, like we both working, all them take care of all that. You want to say, let's take care of the house, keep the house clean, this and third.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, people can finagle that way when it comes to that. I don't know what it is. I think people rather give money than say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna clean the house."
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's in my situation, but I'm saying like I think people like to. If you say you take care of everything, but when it comes to house cleaning, I think it's very difficult because so much to do in the house. My dad is great at that. Like he's a neat freak. That's why everybody love every woman that dealt with my daddy. They love my daddy. Cause my dad don't just work. He's a neat freak. My mom's the same way. My grandma, my family are neat. Like it's hard to to pinpoint, and it's kind of like to a position like I like to push back because I'm scared to say the wrong things. I don't want no drama.
So
But
you're
go
basically
ahead.
saying women ain't cleaning up. I got you.
Oh, you know you funny. I ain't saying all that. I ain't gonna say that, boy. God, good boy. Every woman be in my inbox tonight. Boy, no, sir.
I mean, I do feel like, in a sense, it's like, okay, if I'm literally providing 100% of everything, I would feel entitled to have discretion over everything. So if I'm paying all the bills, then my expectation is that the house is taken care of. And that's just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not there yet, but I would love to be in a situation to where I could set my wife up to where she could where having a full-time job would be an option for her. It wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have to work. Like, do I want my wife to work? Nah.
I feel
You
like
know,
that.
so I would love to be in a situation to provide that. But I'm thankful that, even though that's not our life right now, that she's still willing to be in partnership. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that comes from, her life experience. Her dad drove trucks, so he was always on the road. And, having those moments with her dad weren't always as accessible. You know what I'm saying? My dad had always had 2 jobs or so when I was growing up, and my mom kind of, was handling things at home. I didn't really start building that man-to-man bond with my dad till my teenage years because I could drive. So I would drive my dad places when he was too tired and stuff. So that's how our relationship started cultivating. But yeah, so I think overall, like I said, it goes back to what works for you. Based off my wife's experience, she knew like whenever my time comes for marriage, I want it to be a partnership. I don't want my child to have to constantly be like, where is daddy? When is daddy coming home? So regardless of who's making more money, we need to make sure we're doing life together. So
I agree, and I'm the same way, man. But it's so skeptical. Like I just don't, nowadays, man, we live in a world where like. I guess in the world now we live freedom of speech, but also at the same time, I want to make sure people in a safe space to where they can be able to talk. But it's tough. But at the same time, you still want to make sure everybody's in a safe space to have that conversation. Because I ain't gonna front, I'm like him. From my minds, like I want to be in a situation where like nobody has to worry about nothing.
Right.
My whole family, my immediate family, my grandma, mom, mother-in-laws, whoever, all but sister-in-laws, cousins, whatever. I don't want to worry about nothing. But you can't. It's hard, man, because we live in a world like, and they're not expecting that, so I get it. But I want all of them to eat good, and I want to make sure everybody. It's not about me being a bragger, me being better than nobody. No, I just want to see everybody eat good. I want to see all the individuals, all of them, including my family, my in-laws, eating good. If I had to, if I could sacrifice it, I would like sacrifice it for all of them too as well. But that's what it is. So we're on an hour. From our minds. Give us a from my minds thoughts you want to talk about next episode, like to push people here. So you can say something that you randomly want to talk about, or from my minds, what I call the from my minds minute. Let's discuss something that you want to say within a minute. He goes first. Well, Inspiration goes first. Let me make
I think we've kind of been collectively adding on to relationship dynamic conversations, which I like. I do. Like I said, I always feel like our motto for this podcast is like everyday conversations for the everyday person, because what we're hearing on social media, a lot of these folk that got something to say about relationships, they ain't qualified. Like being qualified matters, bro. I'm not taking no relationship advice from somebody who's number one single and always got failed relationships.
Amen.
Like at some point, you got to realize it ain't them. You play a part in it too. You just might be the problem.
Make sure you cut.
Woo!
Cut that up. I want.
I need to cut
that out.
Make sure we get that
I
too.
need to
Make sure
put
we get
that
that
out.
too,
Like,
producer.
as my mom says, that junk burns my biscuits, bro. Like
Me
it
too.
pisses me off, dog. And people love it. Like people love to trauma bond. So it's like, oh, if I've been done wrong by if a woman feels like they got done wrong by a man, then their generality is all ain't no good man. Oh yeah, I know that's right, girl. Because da da da.
Boom! We gonna chop all this up.
Cut it out.
That's it.
bro.
Cut it all.
Cut
I
it
need
out.
it.
But I say all that to say, like, I like the things we're talking about. I know one thing I wanted us to revisit was a conversation about submission, because we ain't really get into that yet. There's only
I feel like Black Panther 2.
I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna say too much now, but there's certain stages when submission should be happening, and it ain't when you're dating. So we'll talk about it.
We're gonna talk about that next episode, and what we're gonna do is that because we're gonna let this come out as what they say, like an orange in layers, and we're gonna let Inspiration handle that whole topic, and we're gonna like kind of piggyback off of him.
I might
so
bring
a lot
my
of people,
Bible next time.
Yeah, I know that's right. So look, and that's the thing, like with us, like it's not just about any one of us. Anybody has a topic with our team or the people we have now, we're gonna piggyback off of whatever it is, and he deserves it, and this is his turn to ask us questions. No matter where we sit at in this room, it's about how we get this conversation out. Mello, what you got?
I said that's good. That's a good conversation. Like I said, I'm all for relationship dynamic questions or whatever. Because like I said, I got questions too. So it's good to hear y'all. It's kind of like a little therapy jump. It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
So I like this. I'm a music head. We ain't really touched on the music like that. So
Oh, yeah.
we need a music episode. I get my man Fonte in. We get some music, whatever. We talk about some old boot camp clique or something versus Wu-Tang. What you think?
A former Tom McLean. Salsa peace, philosophies, and hypocrisies.
So like I said, just dope stuff. I know Mitch, Kendrick, man, Cole, Dreamville coming up too, big time. So yeah, we have some conversations about that.
It's the last one too, bro. I'm
The
sad.
last one.
That's
The
how I know.
last
That's
one.
why I know like Cole really about to call it quits,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a fact.
No
That's
more
a fact.
Dreamville Festival. It's about to be crazy.
But have you been going to the Jones?
I went to the very first. I missed.
he done
I,
done
mi-
like 5
I went
of
to the
them,
very
Fonte.
first Dreamville. I missed. I'm going to this
I
one
went
though.
to the first one. I'm going to this one.
I'm gonna spend that bag
to
if
the
I got
first
to.
one.
Make it memorable.
Look, I'm
went to the
gonna
three.
pop up out. I'm gonna pop up and pop out on this one.
I
You're
don't
like, oh
believe it.
yeah,
I
whatever.
don't believe it.
Hey,
I don't
look,
believe it.
ah!
I don't believe it.
So for mine, it's like, how do we show love in multiple ways, not just sexually, intimacy, mentally, like physically. Like, how do we show love to everybody? Everybody has a different way of approaching love. Like, how do we show that?
There is a book for that.
Whew.
It's
You
called,
got the book? So I'm gonna be real.
The book is called The 5 Love Languages.
Oh, I do. I know. I love
I
to
know
tell you
the
that.
love
So,
language.
so I do know that. Like, you got physical touch, because I do look at that. Acts of service, affirmations, gifts, and the other one is, I'm trying to think. I got a book like it. I don't know what the other one is, but those four.
But
anyway,
it's highlighted in a romantic way, but it's very human things to do.
but what I was gonna say, honestly, was like, it's a book of love for that. You know what I was gonna say, Mello? I wonder if he had the book. I was gonna make sure he bring his book to it.
I got the book too.
Okay, that's all we needed. I want to make
That's
sure
dope.
my boy got
That's
it.
dope.
My brother.
I met the
can't-
author.
Like I say, I can talk about that. Like I say, yeah,
So-
everybody love language probably be different. So yeah,
It is. So like I have dealt like with so many people like over years and like growing up, like you have different love languages. Well, I ain't gonna front, I'm more of an acts of service.
Can't talk
And people
about it. You gotta wait till next episode.
Thank you. That's it. That's it. From my minds, we out.
Yes, sir. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow,
subscribe,
comment,
follow,
all
yeah.
the things, man. We up. We up.